Okay, I want to do a quick applied brake stroke check. Now, if you'll notice in your PMI manual, you'll see that we give very specific instructions on how to do this. That you must make sure that the system is completely full of air, and you're going to do it with the parking brakes released and the brakes applied. Now, why is that? Because if we were ever stopped on the side of the road, this is what our drivers would have to do in order to do the full level 1 inspection with a DOT officer. So this is the way DOT is going to check it. That's the long and short of it. So that's the reason why we're going through all these steps and procedures. So I'm going to show you real quick. We're going to do a steer axle real fast. We're going to do the drives, and I'm going to show you really quick on a trailer. Okay, the steers are usually pretty simple because the steers are only a single action chamber. So the parking brake should be released, of course, when we're doing the actual test, but at the same time, these will automatically be all the way back as long as the foundation's working correctly. So the first thing you want to use, obviously, is either a paint pen or a Sharpie or a zip tie. I'm very keen on the zip ties. And go ahead and mark the chamber right at the base. Give yourself make sure it's a little tight there. So then either use the tool or have an assistant, but you're going to do one application and check all 6 at the same time. I think we'll mention that over and over again. So go ahead and apply the brakes, please. So when you do the full brake application, you'll then take your tape measure and measure from the base of the chamber, and you can read right here, 1 1/8 stroke. Okay, release. Okay, to get started, you want to make sure that everything's locked out, tagged out, of course. We're underneath the truck right now, and I'm going to have an assistant here help me out. Go ahead and release the parking brake, please. Now it's charging the parking brake system, and that's going to go ahead and release your parking brakes. When the thing is fully retracted, you're obviously going to make sure your air is all the way full when you do this. Go ahead and mark it. I'm going to use a zip tie, but you can use a paint pen, you can use a Sharpie, you can use anything along those lines. And go ahead and mark it right at the base of the chamber. Do this with all of your brakes at this point. When you're ready to measure, make sure you have your tape measure handy. And you're going to go ahead and ask your assistant, or you're going to go use the tool. Apply the service brakes, please, all the way. And then you'll go ahead and take your measurement. Right from the base of the chamber, right to the inside edge of your tape measure. Release the brakes, please. All right, trailers you'll see is virtually identical to tractors because you still got the dual action chamber here. So you got your parking brake side and your service side. So what you want to do is, I find it's easier on these, especially when they got a flange right up against the base, is go ahead and mark the chamber real quick, but don't make the zip tie super tight. You just want it snug around there. Make sure it's on the smooth part of the rod if at all possible. Go ahead and trim it down. Then either having an assistant or using the remote tester, go ahead and then air up the brake and make sure that it's all the way released, and then your zip tie is all the way against. So once that happens, you can mark all 4 chambers this way. Once you got them all marked, go ahead and apply your service brake. And then use your tape measure and measure your brake stroke.